5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome to this latest episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. And it's an Extraction 2 episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. I am your humble host, Van Ebert, and this is...
Sean Cav.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, I got some reinforcements here tonight. So, and soon, hopefully, we'll see Ian join us here, the third part of the unholy trinity. That is the Till Death Podcast Network. Yes.
I should have been like off the side of the stage. I'm just like, oh, hi everybody. I'm in here with Van all of a sudden. Like, oh man, here we go.
Hi everybody. Hey, what's that over there? Yeah, getting out of here. So yeah, but I'm just glad you're here because we need Sean and Ian here because we're going to be doing the Movies Merica Mad Libs tonight. Yes, we've been telling you about them on all the Till Death Podcast Network shows so far, and finally tonight is the night. Okay, no more foreplay. We're getting right into it. You know what I'm saying? And but like I said here, first it's an Extraction 2 episode as well. We're gonna get all spoilery. Gonna talk all kinds of spoiler talk about Extraction 2 on Netflix. And if you haven't seen it, well, it's gonna get spoiled for you. Unless you just don't care. If you have seen it and you want to talk all in depth about Extraction 2, well, hey, you have come to the right place, everybody. Okay, so hey, let's we're kind of on a time constraint here tonight, so because we got to get to the Movies Merica Mad Libs, so let's get right into this intro.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Yep. It's that time, like I said. So again, welcome everybody. Welcome to my movie maniacs. Yep, there's one of them right there. So, and welcome to my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Okay, and so like I said before, we're going to do our Movies Merica Mad Libs, but we do need our compadre Ian here for that. And so until he shows up, we're going to have this plane taxiing around the airport. Okay, we're going to be flying around, taxiing around the airport until one Ian decides to come out of the jet bathroom after dropping a big turd.
Like PTSD of like hearing like we're going to taxi the plane a little bit. Like I just got off of like 2 flights this morning. I'm like, oh no. Like because like I usually end up getting like a 40-minute like layover like in whatever my connecting airport is, and it's a pain in the ass sometimes, especially when like there is going to be some type of like taxiing or like, oh, so there's a lot of congestion over in Charlotte, so we're gonna have to sit here in the tarmac for another 20 minutes. I'm like, oh no, and I just know they're gonna dump me off in like Terminal A, and I'm gonna have to get to like Terminal E, and it's a mad dash. And
right, exactly. You just see it right there because like time is out of your control, right? I mean, that you've got this far gates, and to get to. But yeah, it sucks. Yeah, right there when like everything is out of your hands. You can't control. You can't control when they get the plane to the gate and they open up the door and how fast the flight attendants decide to move and that guy, because they don't have to make it to a gate, right? I mean, like you do. Right. So yeah, that sucks right there. I mean, it's just one of the pleasures of what we call air travel nowadays. And and it's not like, maybe back in the day would have been a little bit better when people thought it was a privilege to fly. I mean, people would you get on an airplane, they'd wear suits. Like you get on there, you'd be wearing suits and fancy wear and all that. So yeah.
I just heard from Ian. He is 1 minute away, so he's on his way. But one thing I can add to that is like I sat next to an old timer on one of my flights. I don't know, if it was a couple of weeks ago or something like that. And this guy was going on about just that what you're talking about. Like people used to wear suits and this and that. And it's just funny because like there's a couple right across the aisle from us who are there in their Crocs and like their fuzzy like pajama pants, and he may as well just been like looking over at them like, you know what's wrong with you people?
You know what grinds my gears? Yeah. They got like I'm with stupid shirt on, so
it was too funny. But like, he was a real interesting guy because like he was like a big time like exec for like training bank salespeople. So like he would travel the world for JP Morgan and like he would go and teach them sales tactics and things like that. So and he would just get shit-faced drunk on airplanes and like, he was telling me all kinds of these like crazy stories and like how like planes almost crashing with him on it. But he gets so drunk he doesn't care. Like this guy's like 90 years old telling me these stories. I mean, this is great. I love this.
Is awesome.
It's also during the heyday of like travel, like you're talking about, where it's like the 70s, where it's like or the 60s and 70s with like you go into your Sunday's best and you're gonna go up there,
your leisure suit. Yeah.
So that was cool. Just like I don't know, a good wealth of knowledge to just kind of take that in for sure. And then we just sat there. I forget we were drinking like whiskey or something like that on the plane, but it was a good little conversation I got to have with him.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like back in the 70s when all the airplanes had sideburns and all that stuff, and there's disco balls, And
I was asking about that. I was asking him, did that really exist? And he's like, oh, you're talking about like the first class in like the 70s. Yeah, there were some couches and there was like the built-in bar, but he was telling me more about like the planes he would take over to China and stuff like that, where like on those planes, like they were just massive. And like you got basically a small like apartment in the plane that you would like stay in there because you would travel first class everywhere. And like, so you had like, the full lay down, like kind of like you had like a bed in there and then you had like your TV, you had like, shelves for your stuff and whatever. So you just basically moved in there for like 24 hours.
What the hell? Damn. Once a month somebody comes by for the rent and all that. So yeah, it's like, damn, man, that's let's fly in style. Cause back then, like, well, now you just get like that little section there where you can, if you put your head up too high, like you can look over and see everybody else, it's like you get a little bit more leg room.
Yeah.
I mean, screen.
The flights I end up taking, I take a lot of these like small planes because I'm usually like jumping from like just like little like hour and a half flight here, hour and a half flight there, just going around. And when I'm doing that, I usually try and fly business or like first if I can. But like one of my flights this time I couldn't upgrade it, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I don't care, whatever. I'll be in row 12 with the peasants and go back there. And dude, the seats, I don't know how the fuck people like normals, like I don't know, I think I'm a normal size guy. I know we haven't seen each other in person necessarily, but I'm like 5'10", and I don't know, like I'm a little broad, right? But like he's like, when I'm sitting in there, I always end up having to lean off to one side so I don't like bother the other person next to me. I always feel girl or something like that. I don't want to intrude in their space, but like in there with another guy and we're both like the same build and like we're both kind of like leaning opposite directions so we don't bump into each other, and my knees are pressed into the back of the seat in front of me. What the fuck is going on? You're a bean can. Like that's terrible. I don't know how people like do that anymore. I just can't fly coach anymore, guys.
Because like I'm 6'3". And like my knees never move. It's always like my lower, like my calves and all that stuff, because I can't move my knees at all. So it's like I'm having to contort my calves, my ankles around, like underneath the seat, and then I'm hoping to God like they don't lean the seat back and like that rod, that left to right or horizontal rod underneath the seat like doesn't bang right into the front of my ankles and shit. All of a sudden you just hear snap and
Yeah, and just a good rule of thumb for anybody who's flying, of course, you never, ever put your seat back. Don't ever do that. I know some people are like, well, why even have the button? Obviously, I'm going to utilize it. If everybody puts their seat back, then it's no different. No, it is different. Don't fucking do it, because there's going to be the guy in the last row where their seat does not go back. And then like if you're all the way in the back of the plane, which I done that many of times. Like when I was a professional musician and people were buying me tickets to fly places, like they don't buy you nice tickets. They buy you the cheapest fucking ticket possible. And when they do that, it's row 37 and you're next to the bathroom and like everyone's just rubbing their fucking ass cracks on your elbows. So like when you're doing that, like, you know, like you get like you have this much space in front of you. Now you have this that you lose that 6 inches, which makes a hell of a fucking difference. That's
right. Yeah. Well, the leaning of the seats, it only works if everyone's on the same page. Everyone leans back. Otherwise, if not everyone does it, then yeah, people are getting fucked. You know, some people are in comfort comfort, you know, as much comfort as you can get from leaning those seats back. And then the poor bastards that don't get the idea, like, you know, just lean back. And so I don't know, maybe I'm a lazy motherfucker, but I'm like, my first instinct is to lean it back because I'm like, I want to, okay, so in this airplane, you're cramped as hell already. They're trying to stick it right up your ass, right? They're like we're trying to stick as many people in this fucking metal fucking can here as much as possible. So my kind of fuck you back to them was like, oh yeah, well, you said we can lean back. Well, I'm gonna lean back. And it's not a fuck you to the person behind me, although I can see how that would translate right there. It's to the airline, because I'm like, okay, you're giving me this one perk of leaning back. But again, I go back to what I was saying, that only works if everyone leans back, except for like the guy in the back row. Obviously, there's nothing he can do. I was about to say, fuck that dude, but it sounds like you're the dude.
I've been that guy before, so I sympathize for him.
I was like, order your plane tickets earlier so you don't have to get that back row. But if you got people ordering your tickets for you, and like you said, they're being cheapskates.
Yeah, that's happened plenty of times, but yeah, no, like I don't know. I'm more courteous to the people behind me. I tend to think that you shouldn't go and like lean back. So I disagree with you, movies. I think that is a terrible thing that you're doing to other people. And
I would hope that they'd be smart enough though to go like, he's leaning back, I'll lean back, and then the person, you would hope in a perfect world, like the first person in the first row would lean back, and then the second row would be like, oh, I guess I'll lean back, and the third one would like, okay, I guess I'll lean back, and then you think like there would be that synchronization, like, because it's not that hard a thing to comprehend, right? It's not like we're asking people like, you know, it's very easy, right? Yo, there he is.
Fuck that dude in the back row. Lean your fucking seat back.
I know that's what you think should happen, but the fact is, if you lean into that seat in front of you, if you put your knees in the back and you don't allow it to like fall backwards, then the person's gonna be like, oh, my chair just doesn't go any further back than this. And now you've retained your space and you don't have to bother anybody else in the back. Now everybody can have their rows in peace, like their normal amount of space.
See, as a very tall guy, I really want to lean my seat back, because that's another reason.
You're just a terrible human being, movies. You know that, right?
No, I like to test the intelligence on a plane, because if I lean back and then the person behind me is like, I refuse to lean my back, like, okay, well, this is a guy that if I ever, create a Mensa club, well, I know who I'm not inviting. Now I wouldn't invite myself to a Mensa club either. So, but
there's also that thing
where we got Ian froze.
Hello?
He's all right. He's all right for me.
There's also that
You're
thing,
frozen for me.
Just tell the person, like, hey, dude, I'm trying to eat, or hey, dude, can you just like put your seat forward?
Yeah, I mean, like that would drive me fucking insane if like I had like, because that it's another thing that Ian's just bringing up right there with that tray in front of you. Once that thing falls, once that seat moves that 6 inches back, that tray just disappears. It's like, well, where'd it go? Yeah.
Well, why do you?
It was just here a second ago.
You don't even need a fucking tray anymore because they don't serve food on the goddamn airplane. So like, the fuck you need a tray for?
Yeah, unless like you're doing like an 8 or 9 hour like long thing, like you're barely gonna get anything like that.
Yeah, do you have a tray? Like, do you have a tray on your couch at home? Like, because that's the only time I would use a tray is in an airplane. Because I'm like, when I'm sitting at home, I don't need a tray to eat like some chips or Ruffles or whatever. So I don't know. You don't have to have the tray in the airplane.
Jen and I have one of those.
Unless you're using your laptop or something.
Yeah, Jen and I have one of those like those coffee tables that has like the pull up, like the middle section like pulls up, comes closer to us because we're children. And it's probably one of the coolest fucking things ever. It's amazing. You're like, oh yeah, cool. There's chips, and you can like reach down on the coffee table, but just pull it up to like stomach, like chest height, just right here. We're gonna do this easier. It's good. Then I don't spill so much
Living
in my beard.
Well, thank you for joining us, Ian.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that, Ian. So we're gonna get right into it because I know we've got a time limit for my man Sean here, so we need to get to. So here, let me let's do this here. Let's get a little drawing going. Okay, so I got my hat.
Okay,
Got the
I
hat.
want to see you write the names.
No, I got the names already written. So here we go. I'll show you the pieces of paper. Okay, so obviously I got the hat right.
They all say Ian.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta get the perspective where the camera is at. I was right in front of my face, dumbass. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, pieces of paper. Okay, so here's I'm gonna knock shit down behind me. Okay, so there's you guys see that? That's one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got two more. Okay, so
Hey,
wait a second.
wait, no. Okay, here's three. Okay, one. Okay, you see that?
Yeah.
Two, and then three. I'm trying to come up with a way to show you all three of them at the same time. There's three right
but
there.
okay,
There we
yeah,
go.
but you gotta show me the names.
Yeah, I want to show you them. I want to show you. I want to establish that there's only three. Okay, so there's obviously mine. Okay,
I feel like you're doing
Did that.
three-card Monty underneath the camera here. You're just going like, all right, follow the lady. Follow the lady.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, I'm into some trickeration. Hope these dumbasses buy my shit. And then there's see
Okay.
that?
All right. I thought you were just gonna be like,
and Ian and Sean is
I thought you were gonna be like, oh, here's Van.
pass
Then
us-
here's two other pieces of paper. Like what the? It's like okay, I
You
get
guys
it.
are making it more complicated than it needs to be. So there's three pieces of paper with each of our names on it. Okay, so now putting it in the hat. Okay, here, I'll even take them out here for you again. Three pieces of paper. Okay.
Okay.
Here's the hat. Throwing them in there. Okay. All right. I think there was one already in there, but okay. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna. Oops. You got it? Oh, did somebody turn on that music for me? All right. There we go. Appreciate that. Whoever did that. All right. Okay. So we're going. The first drawing is for the Holster McKenzie character. Here we go.
This is how they should have done the Maricopa County election.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here, I'm not. See, I'm looking there.
Here's your governor.
And Sean.
Yes.
Sean, you get to play Holster.
Oh, cool.
All right. Okay. So now the next one is for Patsy Penicillin, the hairdresser / whore. Okay. There we go. All right. Here we go. Yep, that's me. There we go. Hold it up right outside up. I get to play the whore. All right. So you guys dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Well, obviously that leaves Ian to play. Yeah, you get to play Nigel Nightworm. Can you do like a British accent?
I can try. I can
Try
play.
there? Gotcha.
I can play British better than I can play woman.
You gotta talk like this all the time, right? You do like a Cockney or
Right, right. I was at Live Aid and I was doing a right good job playing with the band.
Well, I didn't know you wanted me to be retarded British.
well, yeah, just put a bunch of marbles in your mouth.
You guys, hey, you guys can use whatever voice you guys want. So absolutely, okay. So
I'm trying to think of something like that would be good for Holster, like like a good like example kind of like voice.
Yeah, I was gonna try to do like Liam Neeson, but I'm not even gonna try to do the Irish accent or something like that. But talk like this, or maybe Jason Statham. There we go. I'm gonna do.
That was what I was thinking. I had Jason Statham kind of like in my head, so I was like, maybe I'll try and I'll see what comes out. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now Patsy
Because he'll probably
Penicillin.
change ethnicities a few times.
Now Patsy Penicillin. I gotta. Well, can she be Southern? Well, it takes place in like an Irish pub. It doesn't say like where it's at, like what part of the country. So I'll figure something out. All right. Okay. So let's do this here. All right. So here's a little music to play while I'm actually describing the characters for everybody. Then we'll get right into the live read here. So okay. All right. So this is Movies Merica Mad Libs, everybody. And we are going to get right into it here with just the characters that we're going to be playing. Okay, the first one that Sean's going to be playing is Holster McKenzie. Holster McKenzie is a 54-year-old, hard as nails, blabbermouth, balding hitman who carries weaponry and a spare tire from too many Guinnesses and has a scar from a hit gone wrong. He may look like a balding, well-armed weeble wobble with a cheap blazer on, but he's got unnatural old man strength and an even stronger filthy wit, worthy of 10 bars of soap in the mouth. Right now, he's making sweet love to a Bushmills while Steely Dan's Hey 19 plays in the background. Yes, that's Holster McHenessy. Okay, moving on to Patsy Penicillin. She is a frumpy, bleach blonde, 58-year-old hairdresser / whore with the face of a well-used baseball mitt who makes a champagne room out of wherever she's at. The pub uses her to provide bottle service, but it isn't the bottle service you're thinking of. She's like the town bicycle. Everyone's ridden her and chipped their 2 front teeth doing it. She provides blowouts at her salon and at the pub. Currently, she's checking out Holster and licking her lips while her temperature rises, like she's Joe Biden spotting a 7-year-old from across the rose garden. All right, and our last but not least character is Nigel Nightworm. He is a not-so-bright, bone-thin, British 59-year-old with long gray hair who was a once promising punk rocker who even had Rolling Stone magazine interview him. He was hailed as the next Sid Vicious or Johnny Rotten. He was a dream of all women and the nightmare of all hotel housekeeping staffs. It all went downhill, though, after he was caught nailing Princess Di in his trailer at Wembley during Live Aid. The royal family saw to it that he was Meghan Markled out of the music business. At this particular point in time, he's sipping a Cosmopolitan and thumbing through a magazine. All right. That is it.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, we are right here. So you guys ready to rock? I've got the first few lines here, then I'm gonna get down to the comments and then obviously read the lines, we each read our lines. So
I'm trying to I copy and pasted the lines from locals and put them into my note. I'm just trying to get them lined up.
That's a good idea.
So I can I'm just using the notes app or the
Yeah,
sure.
no, that's a good idea. I can just copy those and then that way I don't have to thumb through it or nothing like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so how are we doing this? We doing Professor Savage Dad's first? Are we doing Sean's first, or how we?
Let's do Sean's first real quick. So yeah, and then we'll do we might do Professor Savage Dad's. I don't know. We might if we got time. Okay. No, I appreciate you, Professor Savage Dad, stepping up to the plate and being one of them that submitted some lines. But are you guys ready to rock and roll? Since we gotta get this going on.
Yeah. I was gonna put all these things in there, but I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Do what you gotta do, man.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I can just send you.
No, I got it. I know how to do this. I can do this. I can do it.
I can do it.
Just saying mine.
Here. Picks it from Holster right there.
We'll check some chats here while you're doing that here. Professor Savage Dad, you made me turn on Netflix again for this movie. Professor Savage Dad also just have a coffee table. He's no trays, no shenanigans here. Looks legit to me. Van is no magician. Well, that's true. Yeah, there we go. This is more legit than an election in Maricopa County. Yes, exactly. Everything's more legit than that. Beer Drinking Trev. Welcome, Beer Drinking Trev. Good evening to you too, good sir. And then Professor Savage Dad again. Something gruff and almost Texan. There you go.
Alrighty, just about there. I got mine all set up. I'm doing the one for Professor Savage Dad right now as well. Just so we have all of it together.
Hey Ian, do you mind sending that to me then right there? I guess I should have mentioned something earlier.
Yeah.
And then when you guys are all set, we can we'll go with the first one and I'll put this thing together as well.
Good.
Cool.
You sending that in the private chat there, Ian?
It's large for the private chat, but I'll do it. All right, give me one.
All right, however you want to send it. I just need to know, how you're sending it to me, of course.
Yeah, true.
That always helps.
You guys are all using Macs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can just send you the notes.
Okay. Yeah, do that then. Maybe that'll be
going on
better.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna get this. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone watching. We are gonna get this situated. We're gonna do it exactly. So
we got it. We got this.
It's gonna be. It's like by the time we do more of these, eventually it's gonna be so polished and so slick. It's gonna be boring. We're
gonna do all this behind the scenes stuff in advance.
I'm pretty sure. Do you guys use messages on your computer? Or is it only from your phone?
I've got messages on my computer. So yep, I got. Let me see here. You just sent it in our program. All right.
Soon to be the husband.
It's in the group chat.
Oh, okay. I get it. It's
Yeah.
opening up now. That's a bright holster. All right, now do you have this already set up for all the different chats? I guess. Yeah, I guess you do. Okay, cool. Sweet.
I'm gonna copy this up in my notes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All
I'll put it in the notes right there. I'm gonna zoom in because I'm blind as a motherfucker. Okay. Again,
All
it's
right,
got to be
sweet.
fascinating for everybody. Fascinating.
So after it says, remember, you can write more than these lines. That first one is
Holster.
Professor Dingus Dead.
Is that?
Okay.
Oh, is that his?
Yeah.
I have mine set up over here, and then I guess I'm working on getting that one good to go.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
gonna skip down
Sweet.
to Sean's. Okay, so then okay, gotcha. There's Sean's. Okay, gotcha. I'm putting Sean's name right there, so I know to go to his after we get through my lines. Okay, so for the first few lines are mine, and then it looks like we're.
I should have had that backwards. Sorry, the opposite way around. Sorry.
Oh, is the first set Sean's?
Yeah, no, the first set is Professor Savage Dad's.
Oh, okay. And then Sean starts with the I still have never gone anywhere near your pit of despair.
Yes, that's Sean. So I
Okay.
just had it backwards. So if you want to just like copy paste that bottom one.
Yep, got it right here. So, all right. Well, I'm ready to rock and roll here if you
Okay.
guys are. So,
All right.
all right. So, we'll start us
So
off.
we
there,
are
Holster.
doing mine first then.
Yeah,
Oh, we're gonna do your first. Yep, exactly.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. So when I read
You
something, you're like, what?
Yep.
Okay. Is it action?
and action.
Oh, fuck right off.
When and where, stud muffin?
Oh, Jesus God. No, not that, Patsy.
What seems to be the trouble?
He apparently doesn't want to fuck anybody. He doesn't have an Adam's apple and a trouser snake.
Just because I don't want to stick my trouser snake in your channel-sized virology lab you call a vagina doesn't make me Tom Cruise.
Don't act like you haven't jumped in your hazmat suit and gotten all CDC in my VAG.
That was only because you gave me, mate, one of your Bill Cosby's on the rocks.
I still have never gone anywhere near your pit of despair. I don't remember, however, you were doing dog sitting and there was a strong aroma of peanut butter in the air. Anyway, that's not what's fucking with me. It's this headline in the CNN app. It says, new evidence of the Q shaman has come forward.
Mm. So then, so then we go down to yours, Sean. We got to scroll down to yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And you got the first line.
I was like, wait a second, what is this?
Yeah, so it looks like So basically, So you just read the last line or holster, or holster.
Well,
Holster.
so I copied mine down and
Now I get
and
it.
put it all together.
Now
Oh,
I
okay.
get it. I was like, wait, okay, action, I guess.
Yeah, action. So
I'll go back and read that again. It said,
Oh God, okay.
I still have never gone anywhere near your pit of despair. I don't remember, however, you were doing dog sitting and there was a strong aroma of peanut butter in the air. Anyway, that's not what's fucking with me. It's this headline on the CNN app. It says, new evidence of the Q shaman has come forward.
Oh my, no wonder you have your britches in such a tizzy.
Is that the guy who looked like a buffalo for the Million Man March?
No, you twat. You're half right, but you really are retarded, aren't you? It's the bearded buffalo Bill guy who from the J6 footage. Turns out there was two of them, and one was locked away. Wasn't even at J6.
So who is this other Q shaman then? If the real one didn't get locked up, is he single? I do find furs on a man so erotic.
They haven't pinned down exactly who this guy is, but they're narrowing it down. They have reason to believe that he lives in California and goes by an alias of Sketchy Jesus to keep people from discovering him.
He thinks he's Jesus. Bollocks. That hooligan may have escaped the Capitol Police, but I do believe, but I bet we could find him with a particular set of skills we each have.
you guys must have went to public school in the last 20 years, there.
yeah. At some point, I'm just now reading all of this right now, and I'm like, wow. Did we have an episode where we debunked all of this?
Apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently someone's rearing its ugly head. That conspiracy just won't go away. So,
Yeah,
like Fauci telling us to keep wearing masks.
If that was Sean's, I'm scared of reading the next one.
Yeah.
Well, that was mine. I was kind of hoping that it was going to go down this whole like Taken kind of route.
Yeah.
Where like, we were going to go and like, find the QAnon shaman, and it was going to be, sketchy Jesus. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
but
mean, it's
maybe
just
he's got,
going to get better.
gadgets and just got away. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have been fun.
Right. So, hey, you want to start off at the very, very beginning with my lines, and then we'll just transition back down to Professor Savage, just like we already did. Okay. All right. So I guess you got the first line there, Holster. So, and action.
Oh, fuck right off.
When and where's Stud McMuffin?
Oh, Jesus God. No, not that Patsy.
What seems to be the trouble, Holster?
He apparently doesn't want to fuck anybody who doesn't have an Adam's apple and a trouser snake.
Just because I don't want to stick my trouser snake in that channel-sized virology lab that you call a vagina doesn't make me Tom Cruise.
Don't act like you haven't jumped in your hazmat suit and gotten all CDC in my VAG.
I still have never gone anywhere near your pit of despair.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped ahead.
Calm your fucking tits.
Take two.
That was only because you gave me, mate, one of your Bill Cosby's on the rocks.
I still have never gone anywhere near your pit of despair. I do remember, however, you were dog sitting and there was a strong aroma of peanut butter in the air. Anyway, that's not what's fucking with me. It's this headline on the CNN app. It says, Hunter Biden arrested while at Mar-a-Lago.
He was such a shitty lay. Pencil dick and no amount of coke could stop him from busting in 5 minutes. I guess I wasn't his niece, though. That poor girl is a damn disaster.
Never party with him directly. We travel in similar circles. I was told he was the Willie Nelson of snorting lines. These entitled little wealthy fucking wankers are so desperate to garner attention from daddy, they will literally do anything. Pathetic.
What the fuck was he doing at Mar-a-Lago? Did y'all miss that? That's what's got me. Why would he be at Trump Place?
Trump Place.
Scoring better coke? The widest lines and the softest powder I ever snorted was in Miami.
Maybe he was attending a conference on how to garner influence and respect from women, a 2023 guide to grabbing them by the pussy.
Nah, something fishy's going on here, and it ain't Patsy's snatch.
Fuck you. I just had a shower.
The golden ones don't count just because it's sterile, dearie.
Yeah, I guess you got to grab me by the pussy, Holster.
It's like shut the fuck up, you two. What's that queer on CNN saying? Grab you like a bowling ball, you know?
Right. I think Professor thought we were all going to be in the same place. I guess I don't know how we rear back to slap somebody, you know.
And I'm guessing this was done talk to text.
Well, parts of it. I'm
Right.
sure.
The Trump Place part was, I'm sure.
Yeah, Trump Place and because.
Because.
And that's why I was like, wait,
maybe they're cousins.
it's a good line. Because.
Like, why would he be at Trump Place? I like that one.
Is that like a location on Monopoly? Trump Place.
Right next to the boardwalk.
Right past the boardwalk. Great.
You sunk my battleship. Now I'm going to go back to Trump Place. I'm going to mixing my games here.
You sunk my destroyer.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. So there.
That's the first time I've used a British accent since being drunk and being in a band and on tour.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we were on tour. It was either super British or super Southern.
Gotcha.
I still got it, I guess.
Were you doing the British accent so you could, fake diplomatic immunity or something like that? So I'm over here from Jolly O England. I'm a diplomat. I'll go diplomatic immunity.
No, it was just because we were drunk, stoned idiots in the van and we were bored as fuck.
Fair enough.
What is that that part of everyone's brain where they go like a lot of people go with a British accent when they get drunk? What is that like? I don't get that. Like, why don't people start talking old Indian?
Well, because it's probably the easiest thing for like regular whites to do, and it makes you sound like, unless you do like the Cockney, like the retarded British,
right?
And like
right.
It makes you sound like regal.
Yeah, or maybe like a lot of people are hammered when they watch like Benny Hill or Spinal Tap or something like that, so like
so definitely a band influence for sure.
Right. So there's like that brain synapses connection or something like that. So when you get hammered out of your gourd, your brain goes back to Spinal Tap, or
rock
something.
And roll.
Rock and roll, big bottom.
Well, one of the things that usually helps me like stay in character for like a voice, if I had to do a voice for like a long period, is actually like being dressed up. Like for like Halloween, Halloween, if I get dressed up as a character or somebody, I can stay in character, like it's similar like how you were doing Cocaine Bear, the Tony Montana, all that type of stuff. So like I did like the Joe Exotic thing before, and I was talking like this the whole time, and I had what Jess was dressed up as Carol Baskin. Carol Baskin, son of a bitch, get over here and make me a sandwich. And I was like,
Carol Baskin, a damn liar.
Yeah. I never hurt my kitties.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this. Yeah.
Well, y'all ain't that straight either.
when you watch porn, do you watch it with the big ones?
Yeah, you like them with the big ones, don't you? Well, y'all ain't that straight neither. Yeah, so like I don't know, it's fun when you can get like into like a character and be like, dressed up. So I'm suggesting that for the next one that we do, we should be like, well, have like some type of a costume ready, because if we're still gonna do like a drawing, maybe we do like the drawing like the night before or something like that, and then that way we know what to prepare for. I guess not. Okay.
I think Sean's on his Fetterman internet again. Is it? You sounded like that to you there, Ian?
No, I heard everything.
Did you? Maybe I've got the Fetterman in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
95,
Ian's just watching me.
95,
like,
95.
Yeah, you got the Beto internet. That's what it is. It's just on a skateboard, bro. Yeah.
Look up the Harry Sisson internet. Yeah. Biden is the greatest president ever. I don't know why Harry Sisson has that British accent all of a sudden. So, but yeah.
He's like super stoner. Usually he's on crack.
He's just got his mouth open like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you giving Professor Savage that thing?
Yeah, that's totally gonna get memed.
Yeah. Hey, Professor Savage Dad, why is it always Sean and I? Can you meme Van, please?
Yeah,
and
I think it should be like one of Van too.
Exactly.
And I don't know why I'm the idiot, but I'm turning to the corner of my screen that has the chat, so I'm yelling at that instead of yelling at the camera, which is probably what he's watching. But to me, that's where Professor Savage Dad is. He's in my computer on my chat screen.
Living there, right?
That's exactly where he's living.
He's sitting on top of your CPU. There's a really so yeah, apparently Professor Savage Dad thought that was fantastic. And he starts doing an Irish accent when he drinks. So
nice.
We have to I would love to hear that Irish accent sometime. So there you go.
Well, like I was saying, like it might be kind of fun if we do costumes as well. If you guys were into character, just an idea.
Maybe.
Just an idea.
Maybe.
I know Ian's not much for dressing up, but
I don't know. It's up to you.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
It's your thing, movies. If you
definitely costumes. Food for thought.
That's a no.
Oh, it depends on what it is. Like, are we gonna do are we gonna do like Movies America? Like it's a scene where it's like kiss, and we have to do like face makeup and he's
that'd be great.
Oh my
or
god,
like a space alien thing, or like or cowboys and Indians.
I mean, I can play an Arabic dude very well.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't really have to dress up. I just go get a fucking bed sheet and put it on.
Yes, you should, and do that live.
Yeah, whatever you guys can do. I mean, it's like because it's going to play into like what characters I write too. Because I don't know if I'm going to want to, write another whore / hairdresser if there's even a remote chance that I'm going to have to dress up in women's clothing and whatnot. But hey, anything
All
for
right,
the
fine.
cause.
Hey, you
I
know what?
guess,
It was
but
just an
I'm
idea.
trying not to sound
Forget
too
it.
excited about it.
Just forget it. Forget the idea of costumes. We'll make sure we prepare our impersonations for whatever we get.
This is a little bit off subject, but I heard it last night and I thought it was funny. And since we have the three of us here, I think kind of good, bad news. Okay, so I heard that like someone was talking, like some comedian was talking about like eagles, and I guess like if you have an eagle that makes a nest in your backyard, you can't disturb it, right?
Mhm.
Because it's like or it's in danger or whatever. Like there's
Protected,
laws, whatever. So basically I think it was Nate Bargatze. It was the comedian, and he was saying that there was an eagle that made a nest in his backyard. So even though they, pay a mortgage on their house, like the eagle owns their backyard, right? So he goes outside, and he was John
like, Henley lives there.
Yeah. So like, him and his family are in the house, and the eagle's outside. He's like, "Well, we can't fucking go outside." Like, "Oh, what's up, the eagle?" And so he said he went on Google and tried to type in like he goes like, "I can't." He's like, "There's a stupid internet and a smart internet, and I'm on the stupid internet. I don't know how to ask questions into Google. Like, I don't know what's up." So I was like, "What's up with them laws with eagles?" And so, it gave him all these like ridiculous laws, and then it said, like, why, like, is it a good thing if an eagle taps you on the head? And he's like, "What the fuck?" And so he clicked on that, and it said that it usually it means that you're being attacked by an eagle. And he was like, "Okay, why?" And he said the reason why is because eagles fly, like they eat turtles as snacks, right? So they pick up turtles, and he said that for people with bald heads, they think that they think that your head is a rock. And they try and use the turtle, they try and use your head to open the turtle shell to eat him. So if you're anywhere near an eagle, Sean, put on a hat.
Good to know.
Worded wise.
I'm just giving you advice because you can't fuck with an eagle.
I appreciate that.
You heard it here first, folks, at Movies America spoiler warning, hot eagle talk. And now, witchy woman.
I have to tell Sean, like, just in case. Oh, it's good to know. Sometimes I do encounter eagle's nests, but like, I'll know to always wear a hat.
Yeah, you're just like, oh shit, I fucking eagle, goddamn eagles.
We need that the more you know thing going on. So there you get all kinds of information. So all the Chrome domes, there you go. You got that right there. So the Chrome dome you saved could be your own.
Yeah. I know they came out like I was trying to make funny, but I really wasn't. I was just trying to be like, dude, I found some information and I think you should know this.
It's like that movie Where Eagles Dare, apparently where there's no hair. If you care and want to be aware.
Wow.
There you go. Right off the top of my head, everybody. That's a rare, special, God-given
he's
talent.
A poet.
Right there.
He's a poet.
I'm a poet. I'm a poet, goddammit.
Well,
I'm a poet.
Thank you again for having me on Movies. And
you bet.
Ian,
Thanks for being on.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be a part of helping with the Movies America Mad Libs.
Yes,
exactly.
And it was like the shaky graphic. Mad Libs.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so
I'm gonna give you some exit music. There you go. So yes. There we go.
I'm just gonna back on out.
It's an offshoot of Seinfeld. It's a ripoff of Seinfeld. Royalty free. There you go. You don't want to be dinged. There he goes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I haven't watched Extraction 2 yet.
You haven't?
I have not. I don't think
okay.
So I should probably
duck out.
Watch those and dip out. But that was fun. I am glad that I wasn't the woman because that would have given Professor Savage had so many things to say, and I just didn't.
Oh yeah, like he needs more ammunition, right? So
Jesus,
yeah,
it would have been like 18 messages at once.
You would have wanted a QAnon woman shaman or the QAnon whore or something like that. So yeah,
The
Yeah,
QAnon woman.
Whammon, yeah, Whammon, QAnon Whammon.
All right, dude. That was
man.
fun. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet, man.
I will talk to you later.
All right, yeah, absolutely. So, hey, have a good one. Hey, enjoy Extraction, man. Those movies kick ass.
All right, cool. All right, peace.
Later. All right, everybody. Hey, we're going to get right into Extraction 2. Yeah, hopefully, guys are recovered from the Movies America Mad Libs and the cluster that turned out to be. But I knew it was going to be that way because this is our very first one. Okay, this is our inaugural Movies America Mad Libs. And so it's always good. Like if someone's going to come up with like a kind of a undertaking, I was about to say a big undertaking, but it's not a big undertaking doing the Movies America Mad Libs, just doing a live read. Okay. But whenever anybody's trying to do something like that, like always check out the very first one because it's going to suck for the people that are doing the very first one, but it's going to be, you know, all kinds of hilarious hijinks for you. Okay. Non-stop hilarity and ammo for you to use to give us all kinds of shit. Just fucking shit tons of shit, okay, from now on, okay? So, all right, hey, let's check out the live chat here and see, we got Professor Savage Dad putting in some savage work. Professor Savage Dad says he's memed me before, and then he says, I was once in an illegal alien for Halloween. All right, there you go. Yeah, that's okay. So hopefully the coyote didn't drag you off with the illegal alien if you were still in the illegal alien for Halloween. Professor Avajad continues on. She was cute at least, though I also dressed as one for Halloween price. Great work, guys, from Professor right there. Appreciate that, Professor. Yeah, hey, and thanks again for writing some script lines for Movies America Mad Libs. And then hopefully, no disrespect to Professor Savajad and Sean for submitting lines, but hopefully we get more participation with Movies America Mad Libs, because as you guys saw, we have to read whatever you guys write, okay? And I have to do tonight I had to do a stupid woman voice, which I'm sure was terrible, and you guys are like, just thinking, my God, like I never want to hear that again. This guy can't act for shit and whatever, but hey, you know what? Hey, I am more than prepared to make a total ass of myself for you, okay, for your entertainment, okay. I'll be your court jester for your entertainment, okay. All right, so let's get into Extraction 2. I just wanted to go over some points that I had with Extraction 2, and have no worries. Extraction 2, it has nothing to do with dental work or anything like that. You're in good hands, okay, and have no fear. But one thing I wanted to say about Extraction 2 is those damn kids, okay? We've got Tyler Rake going in there, and played by Chris Hemsworth. He's going into the prison to help him escape, to get away from the evil Georgian gangsters, and then that little girl drops her damn doll and makes noise, and then it wakes up all the prisoners, and then, just turns into a total shitstorm from there, where otherwise, if she hadn't dropped her doll and it hadn't made a noise, they could do like this, ninja-inspired kind of stealth evacuation, from the prison, or extraction from the prison. But I guess, you have to thank the little girl, though, for that 21-minute simulated, oneer, the one-cut, situation, a one-cut sequence that they had there, the 21 minutes one take sequence. It wasn't really one take, but they simulated to make it look like it was. But it was exciting as hell, wasn't it? I mean, you got coming out of the prison. It starts out all obscure, kind of subtly, where you think like, okay, he's going to get the family out of the cell, bust them out of the prison, and it's gonna go smoothly, or at least party hopes that it goes smoothly, and the other part of it's hoping that it doesn't, because you want some good action, right? And lo and behold, she drops her doll, and it's on, okay. And you just get this cool sequence where if you're claustrophobic, it's gonna jack with you even more too, because you're like trapped in the prison. They're going up stairwells and going through hallways, and they got prisoners coming after them. And, Tyler's having to fight them off. A good thing he had like an M4 rifle there with him, it looks like. And he has a handgun and some knives and all that kind of stuff. and getting them out of there. And then there's just gets the kids out. He gets them with the other two characters, Nick, and I can't remember the other character's name right there. So escaping me, so I'm not gonna dwell on that. But the kids get with them, and then it's just Tyler Rake and the mother trying to get out of there. And so they go through the courtyard, and he's got to deal with all these psycho, Georgian, prisoners coming after him and, trying to kill him and do God knows what to the mother. And he's got just sheer outnumbered, okay, by all these guys. And so that's exciting. And then if, right when they get out of the prison, if you think it's, over from there, then you get the chase, you get the, obviously the multi-vehicle chase. And I thought what was impressive was it showed how fortified the Nagazi, that mafia team, the mafia group that the two main guys started, just, like how much fortification, how much equipment, how big they are, because they've got multiple choppers, they got multiple motorcycles, vehicles coming after them. We got RPGs, they got miniguns, it looks like. I mean, they got all this weaponry. And so they're getting chased down. They got a UTV in there, all kinds of like vehicles and armament and that kind of thing. And so it just shows you that, hey, these guys are no one to fuck with. Like, Chris Hemsworth and, Tyler Rake and the mother, they're up against it. Okay. They've got some serious enemies that they got to go up against in this thing. And then after the chase, nope, still not over with. Okay, we're still in that 21-minute oneer. Okay, the one take sequence. So they get to the factory, and you're getting some car explosions, and unfortunately, like the little girl gets hit by a round, and then Tyler's got to carry her through the factory. They're trying to get to this extraction point, which is they got a train that's waiting for them in the factory. They get on the train. And again, we're still in the oneer, okay? Getting on the train, and then all of a sudden we got some attack choppers showing up, and you got multiple personnel helping out Tyler Rake and the others there on the extraction team, helping those out. They all get taken out by the Georgian gangsters. Because the Georgian gangsters, I mean, these guys show that they know what the hell they're doing. Okay, like I said, they got the choppers. They obviously got the military tactics. They've got the shaped charges that they use to get into the train, to blow their way into the train. I mean, these guys are obviously, they're well trained. Okay, like Denzel Washington says in Man on Fire, there's only two type of people, trained and untrained. Well, these guys obviously are the latter. They're trained, okay, or the former trained. But anyway, too many of these right here, everybody. Absolutely. So, but yeah, so then they're on the train. The train eventually crashes, but not until Tyler Rake, takes out a couple of choppers with some mighty big guns. Okay, takes them out, and then you get the other characters. They're fighting off the other baddies and that kind of thing, and they can handle themselves. Okay, they're gonna definitely handle themselves. That's really bothering me. I want to find out what those other characters' names are right here, because I want to just stop calling them, hey, those other people. Let's see here. Let's turn that off. All right, that's what happens to your sounds, because when you accidentally click on things. Extraction 2. All right, let's thank God for IMDb, right? So what do we got here? Nick, there we go. Nick is played by Golshifteh Farahani. She's it looks like just a close friend of Tyler Rake there, although he doesn't act like she is. And then Yaz is her brother. That's it. So Yaz is obviously her brother. Who gets killed in the movie. And then but Nick and Yaz, they show that they can handle themselves just fine. Just like Tyler Rake. So they are some powerful, powerful allies there. Okay. And so basically that all started like just with my point of like those damn kids. Oh, and I can't forget the other kid, the son. He again, because of some action that he does, calling up his uncle Zarab and letting him know, hey, yeah, we're right here in Vienna, come and get us, and he just shows that blind loyalty to the Nagazi. And then thanks to him, though, I mean, same deal with him. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't get that cool skyscraper battle scene going on, that attack scene in Vienna right there. So All right. Let's check out live chat here. Professor Savage is still putting in some serious work. Hey, it all turned out well. All of that prep work ahead of time is things you just got to experience. You'll get it down in the next few. Yep. Now, I think like the lack of prep time, I think adds some character to it, though, because like I was hinting at earlier, if we start getting too good at it, then our acting is going to have to be good because we're going to need to dazzle, and add the sizzle to the whole presentation through our acting, so we're going to actually have to hone our acting skills, and that's more work for us three, ahead of time. And so if we distract everybody by, our boneheadedness, if that is such a word, with us not being prepped ahead of time, then people are just going to be like rolling their eyes and shaking their heads and going, these guys don't know what the hell they're doing, man. They didn't prepare ahead of time, and they're not even going to have time to, notice how shitty our acting is. Okay. So, all right. Hey, so before we get too much further into this here, I just want to take a chance to let you guys know all about our tdpn.locals.com website. Yep. That's where we have all our content, like our videos, our blogs, our articles, all about things like movies and entertainment. Got drink recipes in there, cocktail recipes. We got articles and videos about all the hot button topics. We got politics up in there, everything right there. And in this content, the topics that we write about are topics you find elsewhere, but you're not going to see them presented to you quite the way that you're going to see them on tdpn.locals.com. Okay. Definitely check that out. And as you can see, if you put in promo code TDPN, you can get 1 month's free membership. Okay. So you can get in there. And eventually we're going to be doing, the next part of the movie script. Okay. Because that was just scene 1. Okay. We're going to have scene 2, scene 3, so on and so forth. And then you can get in there into that website and add some lines. Now you have to be a member to tdpn.locals.com and in order to add lines to the script. Okay. And I'm sure right now you're probably saying to yourself, hey, I got to write better lines than what I heard there. Okay. Now you may be wrong, maybe right. Who knows? Okay. But the only one way to show us, and that is to write some lines in that script. And you can only do that by being a member at tdpn.locals.com. And it's only for $3 minimum a month to do that. I mean, it's a couple of Big Macs, or that's a box of Twinkies. I mean, it's nothing. Okay. So even I can afford, I'm a cheapskate, and even I don't think $3 is that much. Okay. But you do get the first month free if you do put in promo code TDPN. Okay. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to like this episode. Okay. Like this episode, and then subscribe or follow the channel, depending on which platform you're watching this on. Okay. And then hit the notification bell down there to be notified of the latest and greatest episode of Movies Merica spoiler warning. And also check out my Movies Merica spoiler free episodes as well. And click all that stuff on those too. Like, subscribe, follow, notification bell. Okay. And then also get in the comments as well. Get in the comments because, even after this episode is no longer live, you can get in the comments and put some comments down there, telling me, hey, something you think I could do better, movie you want me to review, that kind of thing. Hey, if you want to shower me with compliments, boy, you know what? Hey, pour some sugar on me. That is just fine with me. Okay, so we're going to move on here. And what other movie points do I have, as you're probably asking right now, right? Well, I think the other movie point that I wanted to bring up that wasn't in my Extraction 2 spoiler-free review that came out on Sunday is just that I'm excited to see where Extraction 3 is going to take us, okay? Because clearly at the end of Extraction 2, it's a cliffhanger, and, they're just leaving us hanging, but they leave us hanging in a good place, okay? And we get Idris Elba telling us that he works for a gnarly motherfucker. You're going to love him. Okay. And, Extraction 3, I can't wait to see that. For one, to find out who the gnarly motherfucker is going to be. Okay. Who's going to be playing that? And some people are speculating, well, maybe it's going to be Tom Hiddleston who plays Loki, right? Played Loki alongside Idris Elba's Heimdall and Chris Hemsworth Thor in the Thor movies, right? So it might be a chance to get, the band back together, the Thor band back together, in Extraction 3. Okay, so we might get Tom Hiddleston, Chris Hemsworth, and Idris Elba reunited again. Okay, reunited, and it feels so good. All right. But yeah, that'd be cool. And then I'm sure I want to see what Nick does, because Nick is obviously recovering from the death of her brother Yaz. And, what kind of effect is that going to have on her? My prediction is that, it's just going to fortify her anger, and it's just going to make her even more badass. Okay. So, and I remember Golshifteh Farahani, who plays Nick. I remember first seeing her way back in 2008 when she was in the Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe movie, Body of Lies. And she was fantastic in that movie. And Body of Lies is a movie that doesn't get its due. It's one of the lesser known Ridley Scott movies. So definitely check that out. Body of Lies. Okay. And some other movie points, like what do we got here? I did, and the stunts in this are jaw dropping. I mean, it helps to have Sam Hargrave directing this. So Sam Hargrave, he's a stunt coordinator, okay, and he still is in a way, because he was the one holding the camera in a lot of the high risk shots. Remember, like when they're up on the train and you've got the helicopters just like whizzing by, just whizzing right by the train, the helicopter blades, feet within the train. And you had to have somebody on top of the train filming those helicopters just zipping real close to the train. And so Sam Hargrave was like, hey, I'm gonna take that risk on myself. Okay. I'm directing this bad boy. I'll do it. So he's at least one of the cameramen who are up on the train with a handheld, recording all of that. But he also directs a lot of action sequences in other movies. Like, remember in Avengers, he directed the scene where the two Captain Americas are fighting each other. He directed that scene. He's directed other action scenes as well. But as I look over in the live chat, this reminds me to remind you to get in the live chat. Okay, get in the live chat, and I want to hear from you. Okay, I don't want to just talk to myself. I saw Trevor there earlier. Got Professor Savage Dad in here, but let's get some new blood going on up in here. Okay, so and because I can't be the only one that wants to talk about Extraction 2 in depth. Okay, because that's one of the reasons I created this show, is because when I see a movie, I want to get real nitty gritty with my conversation with it, and talk about this scene and that actor and what that character did and blah blah blah. And most people that I talk to, when I start talking that in depth, there's like, yeah, okay, I got to go floss my cat. Isn't there a sock drawer I need to arrange? So, but so I very rarely do I run into somebody that can hang with me, with my in-depth movie talk. Okay. So, but yeah, the stunts were incredible in this, and I like how it was practical stunts and a lot of it. Okay, obviously there's some stuff in there where you obviously can tell it's blue screen, green screen, whatever the case may be. When they're up on the on the top of the skyscraper and they're fighting, on the glass landing up there, well, obviously it's blue screen up there, right? But like the helicopter crash there in Vienna, and then also even the helicopter crashes like by the train. Part of it is practical. Okay, it's not an entire helicopter. They have a few, the body of a helicopter crash, and then they add the rest of the helicopter and obviously the explosion part of it. That's all CGI. But obviously the vehicle chase, the car chase, and all that, lot, if not most of that, is practical. I mean, you got to do that practically, and so it's great to see a movie where you're seeing more of these practical effects as opposed to all the blinkety Christmas light CGI shit that you see way too much, and all the Marvel and Star Wars too, and DC movies. Okay, the first 57 of those movies, all right, it was cool because it was kind of practically new. We're getting one after another CGI or DC and Marvel and Star Wars movie, and all of them with their just balls to the wall, nut to butt CGI and all of them. But by the time you get into the 58th movie, you're getting it gets old, right? It's like there's only so many different worlds that you can see made with CGI and all this lasers and all that stuff. Gets really old. Okay. All right. So let's break it up again here. With what? Look, are you guys thirsty? I know I'm thirsty. Okay, I'm very, very thirsty. And let's get a little brew review time going on. What do you say? All right, everybody. Okay, so hey, gonna get right into the brew review time. No dilly dally whatsoever. Okay, and tonight's lucky beer for the brew review time is one Lucky Buddha. Yeah, Lucky Buddha right there. So it's a Lucky Buddha enlightened beer. Okay, and it comes to us from, even though it sounds like it's from China or Japan or something like that, it's actually brewed in Australia. Yeah, it's from Australia, mate. Okay, and I guess they drink this with their koala meat. Yep. And wash that down. But yes, this is some Lucky Buddha enlightened beer. It's just some Japanese rice beer is basically what it is. And it's like, 4.5% alcohol by volume. Okay. It's definitely not piss water like Bud Light, from Anheuser-Busch. Okay. This is the Lucky Buddha enlightened beer. And you know what? Maybe I need to drink more, but I don't feel very enlightened. So I think we might have some false advertising right here. But you know what? Speaking of getting enlightened and having to drink more, here, let me take a drink off this bad boy. Not bad. Not bad. It's not skunky like you see rice beer get sometimes. But yeah, it's a very it hits the spot. I can see how, after you jump off the old riding mower after mowing the old lawn on a hot Texas day or a hot day wherever you're at, how you could hook yourself up with some Lucky Buddha, and it's going to cool down those flames. Okay, so definitely. So hey, you know what? I'm going to drink another one. I'm going to get another drink. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, Lucky Buddha, chances are you're probably not going to find that like in your your local grocery store, but you might be able to find it like on gopuff.com or like drizzly.com is another website. And I'm not getting paid any money from either of those websites, but they do specialize in like making some more obscure beers like Lucky Buddha available to be shipped to you. They're kind of like the Amazon of brew. Okay. So anyway, enough about that. Lucky Buddha, you've met yourself a new friend. Okay. And let's move on. All right. Hey, let's like I said, let's move on here. Let's check the live chat. No new live chats over in Rumble. And hey, let's check out YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, we got a chat here. Hey, Botanical Warehouse, how you doing there, my man? How you doing? Yes, yeah. How's it going with you? It's going outstanding for me. So one more day to the weekend. But, hey, burning up a Thursday night, talking to fine folks like yourself, all about the Extraction 2. And, hey, it sounds like maybe you weren't here earlier for the Movies Merica Mad Libs, where yours truly here and the other two parts of the unholy trinity that is the Till Death Podcast Network. We're doing a live read of a movie script, okay? But you can always watch a recording later on, because if you want to feel smart, you don't want to feel like such a doofus, you just watch us, and you're going to feel absolutely highly intellectual, and you're going to feel like you graduated from Harvard. So absolutely. But yeah, good to see you here, Botanical Warehouse. Yeah, well, let's get some more chats from you here. Feel free to chat, live chat as much as you want. Okay. And all right, so let's what else we got here? So another thing about this movie is I like the bad guys in it. Okay, so we got Zurab, and his brother was what was his brother's name? Let's check that out. So Zurab and David. Yeah, so Zurab and David Radiani. And yeah, they were kind of fascinating. I mean, I think that it was fascinating because they showed how they were little kids, right? And they would have grew up to be like probably fine, upstanding people, right? But unfortunately for them, they were children born into war, right? Born into obviously into Georgia, and they had people killed left and right around them. They had to grow up hard, okay, and they had to turn to crime, as Idris Elba's character says, and they had to turn to crime in order to survive. But I thought that that dynamic where, we think that they're evil motherfuckers right now in this movie, but but if their life would have taken a left instead of a right, they could have been like Tyler Rake, fine, upstanding guy and wants to help people out. Okay. But they're not. And they are our villains in this movie. And like I said before, I mean, they come equipped. I mean, they are not, they're not fucking around. They pretty much run the whole country of Georgia, like they said, in the movie. And, if you cross them, it's your ass. Okay. And so that was just fascinating how there was that dynamic of, hey, these little kids that could have turned out to be fine, upstanding adults, good, fine, upstanding citizens didn't because of, hey, just their environment as kids. I thought that was interesting right there. So let's see some other points. Yeah, I mean, and also, Netflix, it's good to see Netflix finally get it right, because the one thing that drives me crazy about Netflix is they think that they can just throw so much money at a movie or a series to get like these big stars, and then all their money goes to the big stars, but apparently they don't spend a whole lot of money on screenwriters, okay? Because the big budget movies like The Gray Man and Six Underground and Red Notice, they got the big stars, they got the big action and all that, but the screenplay is just so wooden and dull, and the characters are just so one-dimensional, and you just don't give a fuck about them. You don't care what's going to happen to them, okay? It's just a bunch of action and a whole bunch of guns and, bing, 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 and just noise and all that shit. And normally, I like that stuff, right? I love action. I love action movies. It's probably my favorite genre of movie. But it doesn't mean shit if you don't care about the characters, okay? If you don't care about the characters, there's no stakes, okay? And with Extraction and Extraction 2, they spend enough time with the characters and they write good lines for the characters, believable lines, where they endear you to the characters, where you care about what's going to happen to them. The first Extraction, you had the young son of the crime lord that Tyler has to get to safety and try to obviously keep from being killed, right? And then in this one, you've got the mother and her two kids, and they do a pretty decent job of making you care about what's going to happen to these characters, okay? And the action in and of itself is filmed so great that it does build up that tension inside of you, where you're just wondering who's going to die, because this movie establishes that characters do die in this thing, okay? Especially after Extraction 2, where Yaz, unfortunately, kicks the budget, okay? And so that just makes Extraction 3 all that much more compelling, because you're like, hey, maybe Nick could die. Maybe Idris Elba's character, if he's going to be in Extraction 3, which I imagine he would be, maybe he can die, okay? This movie, this franchise, isn't afraid to kill off big characters in the movie. So, all right, so let's check out the live chat here, because I don't want to ignore anybody, okay? Professor Savage at Stakes. That sounds like the opposite of a Marvel movie. Ain't that damn right? Absolutely, okay? I'll get a good example of that would be like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I couldn't care if any of those characters died. I didn't care. I didn't care whatsoever. Scott Lang, if he dies, don't care. His daughter dies, don't care. Wasp dies, don't care. Just the characters and the lines for them are just so saccharine and just dull, and just they quip around too much. They're like trying to be all calm and just funny and quippy and gonna be all witty, and write better lines, like just make them a little bit more believable, a little bit more human, and have them do things where you're like, oh man, that's a great character. I like that character. Makes you actually care about them. So all right, so hey, let me tell you all about Nature Clear here before I forget. So Nature Clear is a great product that I want to let you guys know about, okay? Because the reason I didn't want to skip over it is because it's a great powder that you can use to help prevent getting a hangover, okay? So obviously it goes in line with the fact that this show Movies America, spoiler warning, is the home of where movie reviews meet ice cold brews. Okay. And if you have too many ice cold brews, you might get a hangover. Okay. Well, if you don't have to worry about that, you just get yourself some Nature Clear recovery powder. Okay. And it comes in these handy packets right here. Okay. And all you do is just pour that packet in some water. Okay. 12 ounces of water or your average bottle of water, and you shake that thing up. Sean, who you saw earlier, he likes to throw like some lemonade Mio in there to make it even more tasty. Okay. And so you just pour that in, chug that before you go out, to have your good times, partied up. And hey, you don't have to worry about a hangover. But hey, you know what? Have no fear, because if you're out there and you're on your 17th tequila shot and you're like, oh my God, I forgot to take my Nature Clear. Have no fear. Okay. Just take it when you get home. Okay. So when you're crawling out of that Uber at 3:30 in the morning and you're crawling into your door, well, crawl a little further to your pantry and grab yourself your Nature Clear. And if you got any motor skills left, pour that into a bottle of water, okay? And you won't get a hangover there because you're taking Nature Clear recovery powder, okay? Better late than never, right? And it also helps you recover from smoking and vaping. Absolutely. So this is a all-around Swiss Army knife of recovery. Absolutely. Okay. So that has been Nature Clear recovery powder. All right. So yeah, get yourself some. Oh, and let me also left out how you get to that Nature Clear. Okay. So click on the link in the description down below, and that's going to take you obviously to the Nature Clear website. And then when you get the products that you want into the cart, just put in promo code MOVIES, and you're going to get up to 25% off your first order or your next order of Nature Clear. Okay. All right. So let's do this here. I am going to get into my favorite segment of each episode. Okay. And that's because the segment is the movie military moment. So what is the movie military moment? Well, movie military moment is my dedication to anybody that has been awarded a Congressional Medal of Honor. Okay. Now just picture in your mind what a soldier, what a service member had to do in order to get a Congressional Medal of Honor. They had to do some pretty gnarly shit, right? Okay. They either had to man a gun or throw some grenades or fire some RPGs or take people out with, a helicopter gunship or some action-packed, moment, right? Okay. And something that would be really cool to see in a movie, right? Very inspirational, very cool. And so, I want to use that scenario to pay tribute to a person every week, one person every week that is a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient. And I key in on the Congressional Medal of Honor because that's the citation that's given out to anyone from all the branches, all the military branches. It's not like the Navy Cross, where obviously only the Navy gets a Navy Cross, and in other citations, okay? And all right, so hey, you know what? For a great segment like the movie military moment, we've got to have some movie military moment music, okay? Let's get right into that. All right, let's get a little volume going on here. Yeah, all right. So tonight's movie military moment person of honor is Colonel William Earl Barber, and he fought in the Korean War, and more specifically the Chosin Reservoir, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty as commanding officer of Company F, 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division reinforced, in action against enemy aggressor forces in Korea from 28 November to 2nd December 1950. Assigned to defend a 3-mile mountain pass along the division's main supply line and commanding the only route of approach in the march from Udamni to Hugaro-ri. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing those names. Captain Barber took position with his battle-weary troops, and before nightfall had dug in and set up a defense along the frozen, snow-covered hillside. When a force of estimated regimental strength savagely attacked during the night, inflicting heavy casualties and finally surrounding his position, following a bitterly fought 7-hour conflict, Captain Barber, after repulsing the enemy, gave assurance that he could hold is supplied by airdrops and requested permission to stand fast when orders were received by radio to fight his way back to a relieving force after 2 reinforcing units had been driven back under fierce resistance in their attempts to reach the isolated troops. Aware that leaving the position would sever contact with the 8,000 Marines trapped at Udam-Ni and jeopardize their chances of joining the 3,000 more awaiting their arrival in Hugaruri for the continued drive to the sea, he chose to risk loss of his command rather than sacrifice more men if the enemy seized control and forced a renewed battle to regain the position, or abandon his many wounded who were unable to walk. Although severely wounded in the leg, in the early morning of the 29th, Captain Barber continued to maintain personal control, often moving up and down the lines on a stretcher to direct the defense, and consistently encouraging and inspiring his men to supreme efforts despite the staggering opposition. Waging desperate battle throughout 5 days and 6 nights of repeated onslaughts launched by the fanatical aggressors, he and his heroic command accounted for approximately 1,000 enemy dead in this epic stand in bitter sub-zero weather. And when the company was relieved, only 82 of his original 220 men were able to walk away from the position so valiantly defended against insuperable odds. His profound faith and courage, great personal valor, and unwavering fortitude were decisive factors in the successful withdrawal of the division from the death trap in the chosen reservoir sector, and reflect the highest credit upon Captain Barber, his intrepid officers, and men at the United States Naval Service. Yes, that sounds like a badass, all right. William Earl Barber. Colonel William Earl Barber is our Congressional Medal of Honor recipient honoree for this episode of Movie Military Moment. Give it up for him. All right. Let's cut that music off. What do you say? All right. I'm going to raise a toast to Colonel Barber here. All right. Yeah, because the military, that means a lot to me. I was in the military very briefly, but I, for one, am not one of those people that takes for advantage or takes for granted the freedoms that we enjoy here today. Because, I mean, just think about it. Like, you leave the house, you go to the grocery store. You're free to leave your house at any time you want. Go to the grocery store, free to go there, get whatever you want. You know what? Hey, you get a call from your buddy saying, hey, I'm in Arkansas. Come on over there, and hey, we're gonna go drink some beers. Hey, you can cross state lines to Arkansas and have a beer with your buddy. There's no checkpoints at the border. You don't have anybody going, you don't have the proper papers. You cannot go see your buddy in Arkansas. I don't know what that accent is, but I'm going to stop doing it. That's like a mixture of like 27 different countries, probably. But the point is, the freedoms that we take for granted today are freedoms a lot of countries don't have, okay? And we have a lot of people in this country that are trying their hardest to basically piss away all those freedoms and divide and destroy us and whatnot. But that's a whole other subject right there. Okay, so, all right. But thanks again, Colonel Barber, who was in the Korean War. All right. So check out the chats. See if we've got anybody else in the chats there. Everyone is probably just recovering their brains from that Movies Merica Mad Libs that we did earlier, the live read of the script. So, and let's check out some other points about Extraction 2, because I want to keep going with the points from Extraction 2, because I want to give you guys a chance to live chat with me and then have some conversation with me, okay? Comment about it. You know, hey, I like that part where the bad guy took that, what is it? I guess the rake, I guess, or the pitchfork. There we go. The pitchfork, and stuck it right to that guy's neck. You know, like that was gnarly. That was cool. Now, if you didn't notice, if you are an eagle-eyed watcher, the guy that was digging the hole that they buried that guy, the guy that was digging the hole was the very director of this movie, Sam Hargrave. Okay, he was a little cameo by him. Okay, humbling himself by doing some hole digging. Okay, so all right. Yeah, let's so what else do I want to say about this movie? I thought the the fact that the supporting characters were solid too was a plus. Idris Elba, he was in that in the movie briefly as Alcott, and like I said, my spoiler-free review, that came out on Sunday, he kind of reminded me of like Kurt Russell's Mr. Nobody character from the Fast and Furious movies. I think we first met Kurt Russell's character like in Furious 7, okay, but he's kind of like that, where he's kind of a recruiter for a bigger organization. And then we also had, like I already mentioned, Golshifteh Farahani playing Nick, and she's a formidable partner, formidable, co-soldier, I guess, fighting alongside with Tyler. She's obviously a pilot as well, and then her brother Yaz is, he can handle businesses too. He can kick ass. Unfortunately, we lose Yaz in this movie. But then we got Olga Kurylenko. She plays Mia, Tyler's ex-wife. Ex-wife, because obviously it probably doesn't end very well. Your marriage probably is going to go on after your kid dies and your husband leaves you there alone with your dying child to watch your kid die, and he goes off while you're left holding the bag. That's probably going to strain your marriage a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. That's so. I mean, this all kinds of great stuff about this movie, Extraction 2. Got to check it out. Now, I'm not sure when they're going to have Extraction 3. Now, the first Extraction came out in 2020, and then this one obviously came out in 2023. Now, it probably would have come. The Extraction 2 probably would have came out sooner, but obviously we had this thing called the pandemic. Thanks, Chinese Communist Party. Thank you for that there. And then get people like Fauci and Randy Weingarten actually making it worse than it had to be, but hey, there we go. Again, another conversation for another podcast. Absolutely. So, what do we got here? So we just want to make sure we don't miss anything for you guys here, because I can't be on this show this week for 3 hours like last week's show, because gotta go. I gotta put in tough work for you guys this week. Tough work. I gotta go see Indiana Jones and the Amazing Cash Grab. I mean, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny here right after this show. And I'm going to go see it so I can review it for next week's Movies America for you, okay? And I don't know. I'm trying to go in there, and I'm going to try not to remember everything that I've heard about it so far. Pretty much everybody I've heard from about it in person and online and that kind of thing. They fucking hate that movie. But you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna criticize it too hard without at least seeing it for myself. And hey, maybe a baby Jesus miracle will happen, and actually I'll like it. Who knows? Seriously doubt it. But so I can't be on here for 3 hours because I got to go see another franchise be defiled and pissed on. Another beloved character like Indiana Jones, portrayed as a weak, old shadow of their former self. Kind of like Luke Skywalker got pissed on by Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy in that. So, it's a sad age we live in. We got some more chats, live chatters in here. Pyro PLK, welcome to the live chat. So I got Yo-Yo and Raids. Yeah, where's my Reapers at? Where's my Reapers? I want to see my Reapers in here from the Red Pill Fight Club. Okay, so where's my guys? Where's my Reapers? Let's see them in the chat here. So had them all in here last week, and I'm gonna go visit their show here this next week. But I want to definitely check them out and have them join. And maybe this is Pyro PLK and Model CJ11 are the start of a Reapers tsunami in here. So unfortunately, I got to wrap it up here pretty quickly. But I want to see the Reaper Battalion. Reaper. I want to see the Reaper Battalion show up in here. Okay, before I have to close this out. But they still got some time. Okay, as I wrap this up. But okay, and speaking of which, here, let me just let you guys know all about the fact that I do have my www.moviesamerica.com website out there. And what's out there is the audio-only versions of my Movies America spoiler-free reviews that come out on Sundays. And so if you don't want to have to, check out this mug, this chiseled iron jaw, this movie star looks. If you don't want to have to look at that while you watch or listen to my spoiler-free reviews that come out on Sunday, you can just check that out on moviesmerica.com, or you can check out the audio-only version on like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, so on and so forth. Any platform you can just imagine that would have a podcast on it. You can find my Movies America podcast out there. Also, I am on the socials, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook under Movies America on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Movies America. And at Twitter, on my Twitter account, that's where you can find like links to this show every Thursday, so you can easily join through there. And then also you can check out posts that I put up there, movie posts and that kind of thing. Every day, every day of the week and whatnot. If I find something interesting, I'll put it up on my Movies America Twitter page for you to check out there. And then also that's another way for you to communicate with me right there. So get my DMs and communicate with me. Absolutely. All right. And then also we've got at Till Death Network under solo.to/Till Death Pod Network. And what that is that's all the links that have to do with Till Death Podcast Network, all in one place. So right there at that solo.to/Till Death Pod Network, you just look for at Till Death Network there, and you just get the links to go wherever you want. That has to do with Till Death Podcast Network. That way you don't have to hunt and peck and search all over Al Gore's worldwide interweb. Okay. All right. And then also we have solo.to/Till Death Studios. And that's where you can go to get in contact with Ian, who you saw earlier here, to have him do some great visual work for you, like the overlay that you see up at the very top, okay, that has at Movies America, my Movies America logo, and then the background, it says Movies America, the very cool background. And then the intro that you saw earlier, he can create stuff like that for you. All that stuff he can create for you if you want to have your own show on YouTube or Rumble or whatever, okay? So that's where you reach out to Ian to have him work his visual magic, solo.to/Till Death Studios, okay? And next we got solo.to/I'm Sean Cav, and that's where you can see all the links that has to do with Sean Cav that you saw earlier on the show, okay? Because he's got his Sipping with Sean show that comes out every other Friday. I believe it comes out like at 4 o'clock my time, so Central Time, I believe. He'll have to correct me on that, but he's got that show Sipping with Sean every Friday afternoon for me. That's when it comes on for me. There. Okay. And then moving on to solo.to/The Whiskey Capitalist. And that's all the links to all the locations for Ian and Sean's show, The Whiskey Capitalist Podcast, that they do every Monday and Wednesday nights. And that happens 7 o'clock Central. So what's that? 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain Time, 5 Pacific Time there. And they just talk about all kinds of hot button issues and politics and that kind of thing. They do like funny videos. It keeps you entertained as hell. And you can live chat and all that with them. That's every Monday and Wednesday nights. And moving on. Solo.to/Till Death Podcast. That's where you can find all the links that has to do with Ian and his lovely wife Jen's show that they do every other Saturday, I believe, in the afternoon for me at my time. I think it's like 4 o'clock my time every Saturday afternoon, so it's 4 o'clock Central for me, I believe. But all the more reason to go to solo.to/Till Death Podcast. So you can actually get the right time when that show comes on. And that's just the Till Death Podcast is the name of their show. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we've got that covered right there. And I just want to thank everybody for joining me for this latest episode of Movies America. Spoiler warning, the Extraction 2 episode. And I want to thank everyone for live chatting, everybody that got in there and live chatted with me. So we got Professor Savage Dad, Beer Drinking Trev. Those are our soldiers, okay? Our grizzled veterans in the live chat. Then we got to see some new faces like Botanical Warehouse, chatted with me here on YouTube as well. Pyro PLK, Model CJ11. I mean, we've got We got some good people joining us here, okay? But, hey, as always, hey, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey, everybody! Hey! I got the police after me. They're coming after me, okay? But I got just enough time to ask you. Just like this video, if you would, and then subscribe to this channel, okay? I'm gonna be in handcuffs pretty soon. I gotta tell you. Hey, so before they haul me off, make sure you watch these videos over here, okay? And thanks for watching this video and the Till Death Podcast Network, okay? I gotta go.